Hello everyone, today's video is all about my top 5 favorite fiction books on the Celts. I grew up with the Celts because of my grandparents, as they are Irish and Scottish with a bit of Welsh somewhere in there, and they taught me all about the Celts and immersed me in Celtic history, culture, mythology, literature, all of that and more. And I actually found most of these books that I'm about to give you a summary and review on from my grandmother's bookshelf. These are no in particular order, they are just my top 5, and I always have a bonus at the end, and it's going to be even more of a bonus because there's going to be 2 books instead of 1. My first book is Grania by Morgan Llewellyn. Is about the famous Irish pirate that is known for presenting herself to Elizabeth I. We are taken on a journey of Grace's life as she deals with sexism, the English overrule of Ireland and her people, of her husband she doesn't like, of her lover that she very deeply cares about, and her pirateering in this novel. So her name is Grania, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong because even after so many years of reading about the Celts, I still have issues pronouncing it. It's a very difficult language, whether it be Gaelic, Gaelic, or Welsh. So please bear with. But the English translation of her name is Grace O'Malley. I gave this a 5 stars, and I still give this a 5 stars because I love Irish female pirates. I mean, who wouldn't? Like, next up is The Swan Maiden by Jules Watson. This book is about the famous Celtic woman Deirdre, the Irish Helen of Troy, and a story lush with magic, love, war, and heartbreak. So if you don't know this epic tale, Deirdre was born beautiful and powerful and prophesied to destroy Ulster. And so the chieftain of Ulster, Connor, wants her. He makes a druid take care of her until she is of marrying age. But as Deirdre grows and learns of her fate with Connor, she rejects it and falls in love with one of his warriors. Deirdre, Nisi, and his other brothers run away, and the Ulster tribe / kingdom begins to fall apart without them. And, you know, Connor is a little mad. I mean, when I say little mad, extremely mad. I love Deirdre's and Nisi's relationship. It's extremely well written and it's realistic, and I don't find this to be sexist in the way that it's all about her beauty and Connor just wants her because, ooh, okay, she's so pretty, she's prophesied to be the most beautiful woman in Ireland. No, it's actually like she has a lot of power and she can take you down. And if you know the epic, like the whole epic of this, I mean, it doesn't really turn out that great. Not just for her, but like, you know, the whole area. Yeah, it's intense, and this book is full of intensity. Number 3 is The Great Tree of Avalon by T.A. Barron. Now this is part of the Merlin series as well, so technically this is like, could be said as book 9, and then the other 2 are books 10 and 11. However, it's been publicized as like a sequel, and this is part of a trilogy, so this is the first book and then there's 2 others, so it can get a little confusing, but it does say in the novel book 1 and then there's the list of those other books that are connected to Avalon. But in this particular book and in the others books in this trilogy, we follow a young man named Tamwin, a girl named Ellie, an escaped slave turned priestess, and Scree, who is an eagle man. One is the true heir of Merlin, the only person to save Avalon, as the sky suddenly goes dark, while one is fated to destroy Avalon. So I really enjoyed all of the characters, but specifically I have to say. I really enjoyed Ellie's, I forgot what they specifically call it in this one, but it's like all of the priests and priestesses have a counterpart. So it could be animal or it could be like a mythical creature. She has this very like creature named Newick who changes color depending on his mood, and he's just really hilarious, and he's my favorite character or side character of all time. He's like in the top 10 because I read this when I was in middle school and I was dying laughing the whole series. Just really continued the series, not just because it's a very well written book and I love Avalon, but because of Newick. Another used book without a cover, so it's not that pretty. Guinevere by Mercedes Lackey, the Welsh spelling. Okay, yeah, the Welsh spelling. Tells the story of Guinevere, but follows more of the Celtic tradition. We follow her through her three facets of her life, first as a princess, then a warrior, then a queen. She does not start off as Arthur's wife. There's another Guinevere in this story, and her sister Guinevere looks nearly identical to her. So not only do we have a triple goddess reference in her three stages of life, but Mercedes Lackey is also portraying the Celtic triad called the Three Guineveres of Welsh legend. That reads, and I quote, "Three great Guineveres of Arthur's court. Guinevere, daughter of," get ready, Quid, Gwent, and Guinevere, daughter of Gwyneth, son of Gwendal, and Guinevere, daughter of Gofran the Giant. Now you know that I totally butchered those names, and you might as well when you read this book, but it's totally worth it because I think it's a new spin on this tale, because you usually hear about it from Arthur's perspective and you see Guinevere as a bad person, or at least kind of, dare I say, pathetic, or maybe empathetic for people that, you know, are hopeless romantics, or, you know, something along those lines. But we see her actually as a warrior, as a princess, as a queen, as trying to take back her life in multiple ways. And number 5, another used book from the library. Bard by Morgan Llewellyn depicts a hypothetical migration to Ireland, because we know the Gauls did migrate to Ireland, but not the entire story because it's so long ago, and the Celts, no matter where they were located, did not write things down until Christianity came up and the monks started writing things down from random manuscripts or from oral tradition. And this is about the sons of Mill migrating for a better life, also because they're bored, led by the head druid Amergin. This book is loosely based on the early Irish epic The Book of Invasions, found in multiple medieval manuscripts. We follow Amergin in his quest to not only settle in Ireland with his tribe, but to make peace with the Celts already there, the Tuatha De Danann, who are actually now known as immortals, gods, and goddesses, and his fellow tribesmen and women, because they are either fighting over territory or feuding with each other, and you know drama doesn't end if you migrate to a different country. Once you settle down, things pop back up. Druids by Morgan Llewellyn is my one of 2 bonus. This is the first in the series, and Druids is about the druid Anvar of the Celtic tribe, the Carnutes. Anvar was taken in as a child by the chief druid because of his powers, which also helped him in befriending Prince, get ready, Vercingetorix. These names, and this is a Latin name, and I can't even, but together they travel through Gaul to rally forces against Julius Caesar and his army. And the last book, which is also a used library book, as you can tell, but at least it has the cover and it's shiny. Yeah. Now, The Greenest Shore is the sequel to The Druids, where we continue to follow Anvar, his family, friends, and his tribe as we follow them on a new journey for their people in Ireland, dealing with the Tuatha De Danann and the Celts already there, as well as one of his wives, Breed, who later becomes a goddess, the goddess of fire, and then who later becomes Saint Bridget of Ireland. So that part was extremely fascinating because I also love hearing about how goddesses turn into saints or gods turn into saints. We don't see her become a Christian or anything of that nature, but we see her origin story in this novel as Anvar is dealing with the loss of his powers and trying to find them again after what happened in Druids. Thank you so much for watching my video all about my top 5 plus 2 bonus books about the Celts. If you like what you just saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to get to know me or read any of my writing, all of that is in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great reading day. Bye!